This is Walter Moses' sixth violent offense. Six. The judge is fed up, but what happens next? A deal's on the table: probation, mandatory treatment, and a ticking time bomb. If he slips up, it's lockdown in a mental facility or prison. The question? Can he actually change? Or is this just a pause before disaster?
Plea, Mr. Walter Moses, Your Honor. We're proceeding on the assault of a family member case under cause number 2510200, Your Honor. And the state upon completion of the plea will dismiss cause number 2510615.
Good morning, Mr. Moses.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Shh. Why does this keep happening? This is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it's the sixth time you've picked up a kind of case where it's a violent case. Actually, 7. It keeps happening. Why? Why so much anger? Do you take any medication?
Yes, sir.
Do you stop taking the medication?
No, sir.
How do you get your medication when you're out there in the free world? When you picked up these 2 cases, had you stopped taking the medication?
No, sir.
You were still taking it?
I actually finished it.
Meaning, so you finished, you didn't have any more.
I'm still gonna pick it up.
Council for reset?
We had him TRAS. TRAS said mental health caseload, or what did they say? And that's what we're doing, right? Okay. What are the other alternatives that we have?
Well, they want to do the mental health case, IFP, thank you for a change, and then they're gonna help them with the counseling. And they'll report, twice a month. So that's how they make sure that you.
What about paying for IOP and all that?
If it qualifies to be the top funded one, because it's, he'll be responsible.
I mean, how do we make sure that he qualifies? Because I don't, Mr. Moses, do you work when you go out? When you're out of jail, do you work? Who do you live
Sorry,
with?
no, sir, Your Honor.
It's okay, Mr. D. Who do you live with? And when you leave here now, are you going to be able to stay with mom?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that for?
I don't know that for a fact, Your Honor.
Before you were in jail, who were you living with?
Yeah.
Council for reset?
One of the things that you're going to have to do is an intensive outpatient treatment. The problem is that it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's around $500 to $600 to do that. And I don't know if that's something that you have to be able to pay for. If not, I want to try to get you to, I want to see if we can pay for it. How do we?
I'll do an indigency form with him, and then he'll be placed on the wait list if he qualifies. He's on probation, or he'll be on probation for 2 years. So he'll be fine.
If this fails, what else do we have at our disposal?
If this goes and he starts violating, then he'll place the leader. That's how it is.
So I want you to understand, Mr. Moses, that we want this to work for you. But you also have to want it to work. If you do something to violate this agreement, you don't do your treatment, you don't stay up on your probation. If you just leave, one of the options is putting you in a residential facility. Do you understand what that means? That means that you will be in, it's not in the actual jail, it's at another facility, right? It's at a lockdown facility that you will not be able to leave, and then you'll be getting treatment. We are trying to do it this way so that you can try to do this while you're out there in the free world doing this by yourself. But if you're not able to, we're going to have to take other measures. Can you get this done?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what's required for you to successfully finish?
Yes, sir.
What do you have to do? Yes. What programs do you have to do? Do you know? You have to do anger management class, right? It's a,
I think for
Thank you for a change.
okay, so just you have to do a thinking for a change, which is a class where you teaches you how to think when you're in a bad situation. You also have to do outpatient treatment so that we know that you're actually speaking to people working through any kind of anger issues that you may have.
Yes, sir.
And substance abuse.
And, right, and substance abuse. No drugs, no alcohol. You cannot use any illegal drugs, including marijuana. No marijuana, no illegal drugs, and no alcohol. They're going to test you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you complete this successfully, you do not end up with a conviction. But you need to understand that there's still,
You will be a convicted judge, it's straight probation.
oh, it is straight.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. They-
Oh, I thought it was a
they told me
deferred.
Because he had the state jail conviction up in felony court and the numerous of cases that he had that were assaultive in nature, that they were not willing to offer him.
Okay. This assault, it's going on your record. There's what's called an affirmative finding of family violence. If you pick up another case like this, you will be facing a third-degree felony. Minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison if you ever pick up another assault like this again. Do you understand?
Listen to this warning. If you pick up another assault, it's 2 to 10 years in prison. No debate. Plus, Moses can never own a weapon again. But here's the kicker. He's still on medication during these crimes. So what's really fueling the cycle? The system's trying rehab. But is it enough?
Yes, sir.
That's years in prison, not days like you are here. Years. You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this as well. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. So no guns, no ammunitions as well. I'm sorry, it's no weapons, right?
Yes,
No weapons. Weapons is a very loose term. If you have any questions about what a weapon is, you have to talk to a lawyer, but be very, very careful. You understand?
Sir.
You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you cannot change your mind. You must complete this, and it's a 2-year probation. You understand? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 1 year in jail. However, I will probate that for 2 years. You've already done the TRAS, so we don't need to do that, but intensive outpatient treatment, thinking for a change, and the mental health caseload. If you ever have a problem, come back to us here. We can help you if you come here. But if you just leave and don't do anything, that's the worst thing that can happen. Don't leave. Come back. Good things will happen if you come back. Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Mr. Moses. I hope that you can make it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No. He's banned. Yes, hold on, Mr. D, I forgot something. Hold on, I forgot. Hey, I don't think he's gonna have anything to pay for anything, so we need, like, we gotta get him. Okay, I have to have you sign one more document that you need to understand, Mr. Moses, that you are now ineligible, meaning that you cannot have a firearm or ammunition. I'm going to read this to you so you understand this, okay? A firearm means any device designated, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using an energy generated by an explosion or burning substance or any device readily convertible to that use. If you now possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have any questions about how long you will be ineligible, you must talk to a lawyer and they should be able to contact you and consult you about that. I need you to sign this so you understand that you cannot have any more weapons, okay?
The judge dangles a lifeline: outpatient therapy, anger management, and drug tests. But there's a catch. It costs $600 and Moses has no job. Who pays? If he fails, it's a one-way ticket to a locked facility. The ultimatum: do the work or lose your freedom.
Good morning, Mr. Wingerter. Sir, you're charged with failure to identify oneself while being a fugitive from justice. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 10th, 2024, officers were dispatched to 350 East NASA Parkway in regard to a burglary alarm that went off. While checking the location, officers observed the defendant walking away from the business on the southeast side and ordered him to stop. Upon contact with the defendant advised he did not have an ID and gave the false name of Javier Vasquez, as well as a false date of birth. The officers gave the defendant an opportunity to give his real name twice, but the defendant asserted he was not lying both times. A pat down of the defendant revealed a glass pipe in his left pocket, and he was arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. Subsequent to that, a fingerprint search was then conducted, which revealed the defendant's real name and showed he has an active warrant with the Harris County Sheriff's Office.
Meet Mr. Winger, 26 years old, lying to cops and carrying a drug pipe. But here's the kicker: he's already got 2 open felonies. Now the judge has to decide: give him a break or lock him up before he racks up strike 3.
All right, Mr. Wingerter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Planning on bonding out.
Ask for a PR bond.
Have you been given a PR bond in this case? Okay. I tell you that I think that everyone, at least one time, should be given and afforded the opportunity to do something right. And I will grant you a PR bond now. But if you take flight, if you take off and you don't come back, I'm going to be very hard pressed in the future. Do you understand? Here's the other thing, though. I'm not going to give you a PR bond so you can just run the streets and just hang out on the street. I got to know that you have somewhere to go, someone that's going to care for you. You have somewhere to sleep, not just on the side of the street. Who do you have in your life that's with you now?
My uncle, my aunt, I can stay with them. And they also got a place I can go.
How old are you? How old are you? 26. Where's mom and dad?
I haven't talked to my mom while she was in jail last time I checked, and she hasn't.
She was in jail for what?
It was a charge, and she got picked up on a charge. I haven't spoken to her. My father, he works out of town, but I can stay with him too.
Where's he living?
Where's he stay? He does industrial radiology. He goes out of town, like Mexico. That's where I'm certified to work too, but I just need to get out the job. But right now he's staying off of 249 in Fallbrook. In that area. I can catch a bus over there.
You're saying your dad lives in 249 in Fallbrook now?
My grandparents. Yeah, he stays there. My grandparents, and I can go stay there right now.
So let's do this. I've appointed Mr. Elick to represent you. I'd like to be able to verify that so that we know that you have a place to go to. And if so, I want to give you a PR bond. But like I said, I'm not giving you a PR bond so you can just run the street and create and wreak even more havoc. You have 2 open felonies now. I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on you. Where are you going? What you're doing, so you don't get in trouble and so you're not using what they're alleging is being used. No dope, no alcohol, and I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using. Do you understand? Okay, so do you mind?
I
And
can
then
step out and call.
Assuming, then I'll give him a PR bond.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think he's no bonded on his felonies right now, so that could change.
Oh.
But so it's not like he's going to just get out anyway.
I didn't,
You know,
okay. I guess let's do that regardless. If you don't mind, Mr. Ehrlich, let's
Sure,
see if
I'll-
he has a place to go to.
I'll
And,
be approached one side.
okay, this is not a good way to go through, man. You're 26. You want to follow in mom's footsteps? That's not a good role model, man. This is not a good way to go. You're starting your life now. You have one felony dismissed. You now have another 2 felonies. Life doesn't get easier. It gets harder. The more felonies you rack up, you think you can make life easier for you? Come on, man.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to call anybody right now. I'm knocking down the bus and go straight to my grandparents. I don't have their numbers, but I know, I mean, if I was PR wanted,
Mm-mm.
I know I could go straight to.
What about your grandmother? You gave me her number.
I could call her, but she's not in town.
Give him something so that we have something to work with. We're not just going to throw you out, and we did that 2 times before. Look, you don't have to say anything. We just don't want you floating on the street doing nothing. That's it. All right.
I don't want to.
I'll reapproach, Your Honor.
Thanks, Ms. Yaler.
The judge drops truth like a hammer. You're following mom's footsteps, straight to a cell. Winger's at a crossroads. Use this chance to clean up or become another statistic, but with no ID, no stable home, and a pipe in his pocket, the odds aren't looking good. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.